Hello and welcome to the Hawk Time Podcast. It is I, Balazs Varga, here joined by Stockton, Trey, Nikki, Avery, and Adam. Now, I've been told that our proposed topic for today is puzzles. So I just wanted to get Stockton's word on puzzles. What do you think about puzzles, Stockton?
I think that puzzles, while overall a great way to spend your time in terms of having something to do, is also an inefficient use of time.
Why do you say inefficient?
Well, because once you finish a puzzle, you just have a picture, but this picture has cost you 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, like I could have
Like, are you really contributing to the GDP of our country if
No.
you're doing exactly?
I could have printed that picture out, and by doing so, I would have spent money on ink, on a printer, on paper.
And look at that, our economy. Puzzles are honestly inefficient if you look at it from an economic standpoint, but I feel like from a mental and philosophical standpoint, they can serve as a lot more to strengthen both your mind and sharpen your intellect.
Trey, what do you think? How you look like you're lost in thought. What do you have to say?
I think puzzles are a good use of time because you also have to work out your fingers when putting the puzzle together. And also, like, there is ink involved within puzzles. So it does help the GDP a little bit.
If you do buy the puzzle, that's true.
But that's only a one-time purchase
That is
versus
true.
if I print out a picture, rip it up, and then put the pieces of paper back together, I'm still doing the same thing as a puzzle.
Yeah.
But I have to spend money on the ink, on the paper, on the printer, and then I have to do that over and over when I want to do more pieces of paper.
It's true.
So I mean, there you have options, and it's important to think about our future well-being, right?
That is true, and I feel like society as a whole right now, we've come to a crossroads where we have to make a decision between economic and philosophical. And I feel like puzzles are a really good kind of
bridge.
Yeah, a really good showing on a much smaller scale.
Now, I do have a fresh thought here. Now, say you made some broth, and you know how sometimes when you make soup, you stick like pieces of bread in there?
Yeah.
What if you did that with puzzle pieces?
And watch them
Wait,
expand.
you mean puzzle pieces
What?
in the broth?
Watch them expand as it.
Oh, and then they like
liquid.
bloat up, and then you chew on them?
Yeah.
And then you see if they fit together afterwards.
You could,
Yes.
or you could eat them.
A new type of soup.
And
A
then,
new soup.
then whenever they come back out, you just see if they fit.
You can
Exactly.
sell it in
Yeah.
cans, which it costs money to make cans.
But it costs.
We'd have to have more
buy them.
factories to
That
make
is
these soups.
But it would also
Which is
overall
employment.
boost the economy.
Employment.
Boost
And we're
employment.
solving world hunger.
Yes, we are.
Very true.
If I eat and I go to bed not hungry, then that's one less person that's going to bed hungry.
That is
That
true.
is true.
Good way to think.
Oh, and okay, and then here's another thought that just came to me. When you're upstairs in the library, you see all these little kids doing puzzle stuff. Why? Why do they do that?
I think we should start with Avery. What do you think?
Well, not all those puzzles are picture puzzles. So I think
Yeah,
some of them,
That's what a puzzle is.
yeah.
Well, there was
no,
a 3D.
like a Rubik's Cube.
That is true. That's true.
Like a
Technically,
Sudoku
those are
puzzle.
considered puzzles.
There's
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
more puzzles than
Oh.
just pictures.
If we brought in the definition,
If we
Yeah, wait,
brought,
can we get the definitions?
Let's
of
get the
several
definition.
Here,
puzzles?
I got you.
yeah.
Okay, so we need to decide what type of puzzles.
I got you.
Nikki-
this makes or breaks your future appearances in the podcast.
Definition of puzzle. Let's see what we have here, gentlemen.
define puzzle.
Too bad we are in the basement, so I have no service.
No, I have good Wi-Fi connection. I'll just.
Oh, we're in.
Oh.
A game, toy, or problem designed to test ingenuity or knowledge.
You're back in.
I know.
Good job, Avery.
Welcome to the big league.
So you never told us why do you?
Yes, I was good. So I think that they're kind of introduced to the little kids to get their intellectual being improved, but
Okay.
it teaches them to think in not all dynamics because they're just trying to solve one thing.
It's almost like a problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Like a cognitive
But
ability
they're being
tester.
forced to solve a certain problem.
Like it'll
So
make your
looking
mind
outward.
sharper, more agile. I've heard before, and just be able to think on your feet quicker. I like to think on my
It
feet. a lot.
smoothens out your brain. You know how your brain is all like bumpy.
Yeah.
If you make it smoother,
Actually, you don't want smooth brain
why?
because like there's like
Yeah.
whenever it's like wrinkly, there's like more like actual like surface area and all that.
So like fold your brain.
Mm.
It folds your brain in half.
Well,
Can
then-
we just speaking of puzzles, can we all just go around like what is your technique for like organizing the pieces when you first take it out?
Let's start with Trey.
Let's start with Trey.
I flip them over and then sort them from edge pieces and middle pieces.
That's-
and then I do all the edge and then work my way in.
That's
I
the
have an unorthodox way to form puzzles. I kind of actually do the opposite. If it's just me doing a puzzle, and I just really want to like be able to spend time with myself, with a nice drink, maybe even a snack if I'm lucky.
What kind of drink?
I really like Propel.
Mm.
I really like
That's
Propel.
fair.
A nice
That's fair.
cup of Propel.
I think it tastes like bad fountain water.
Yes.
I think it tastes like flavored fountain
So I
water.
can recommend
And I'm
some
a fan
Propel
of
water.
flavored water.
I like Propel,
You like Propel?
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor of Propel?
The green one.
Probably.
The green ones. Are
That's
really
respectable.
Do you like berry?
But the way that I like to do puzzles is when I'm just relaxing by myself. I like to just find all the edges I can, but I actually do not let the pieces leave the box. I'll just sift through the box for
Mm.
hours on end.
That is
That's-
just
that's
by
not
myself,
That's where you'll find a lot of
pulling
controversy.
out the pieces.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of hate in this one.
Yeah.
Pulling out the pieces because it's so satisfying when you get to click it in.
I think we found our antagonist for this podcast.
Yeah.
It's just so satisfying.
We've always got to have an
But
enemy.
can't
when
you
you've
still,
got nothing and then something appears.
Can't you still get that clicking sensation after having laid
Yeah.
everything out? And in a sense, like sometimes what I'll do is like I'll find a bunch of pieces that work in the same area, and then you get to clicking them in, and it's like one after another, and you do it really fast.
No, can
Yeah,
we just
build
have
Stockton,
Stockton-
like,
he's got a good point.
yeah,
Sounds
whenever
really
you've got like
nice.
multiple like huge sections and you finally realize where they click
Oh,
together
wow.
and you get to
Mm.
slot together like 50
That is so
pieces
nice.
at once, you can't beat it. Like really, you can't.
Can we look up the most popular puzzles and rate them?
Most popular
What-
puzzles.
What's the average number of pieces for a puzzle? Would you
500?
500.
No.
500 or like
750.
No, because you
1,000?
gotta remember,
I-
you gotta remember
I
like
would-
the little kid puzzles in there
Oh, that's
too.
true.
That is
Which
true.
are
Which are
That's
like,
true. That's
you know,
true.
And the
50
really big
pieces.
ones.
Let's see what our most popular jigsaw puzzle is.
Here, I also have another thought.
Yeah.
What's the puzzle with the largest piece count you've ever completed?
Ever completed?
Would we consider Legos a puzzle?
No.
That's
I
what
say
I can-
Legos are
I can-
puzzles.
Because,
think
I mean,
Legos could be
but they
puzzles.
do come with
No,
instructions.
Yeah, that's true.
And also
Yeah.
Legos are puzzles in a sense, but I mean we've all put together a huge like Lego because
Yeah.
Legos
I
are
put
awesome.
together an entire Venator class attack cruiser. From
Dude, yeah, I know.
prequels.
Dude, I had one of those and it was awesome.
I was covered in
Or the
grace when I was
AT
done.
rollers, the big
Oh,
walking
oh yeah,
things.
yeah, the AT-ATs. Those go hype.
Here, let's talk about Legos for a second.
Y'all ever built the Death Star?
No,
My-
never
I
bought
actually
the
didn't
Death
Dude,
Star.
build
the
much
Death
Legos
Star
when
was
I didn't.
that
I
was
did-
expensive.
I
That's
think
like
it was like 700.
I had
I
the
know.
Millennium Falcon and the AT-AT.
Oh yeah, that's class.
I actually didn't really use.
I never
Legos as a
finished the
child.
Millennium Falcon.
hold on. Our antagonist has something to say.
I actually didn't really use Legos as a child. Just
First of all,
walked
you don't
around
use Legos. You play with Legos.
play Lego.
Actually,
You let the Legos use you.
but-
I let
before we go
Legos
any
use
farther, I just need to say that did you know that the plural of Legos is actually still Lego?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I say Legos because I'm a
Okay, I
biggest.
just wanted to make
Big
sure
of
we knew
Multiple
terminology.
Lego. Okay.
No, it's because it's
You
the
play with Lego. You don't play with Legos.
Oh.
Okay,
I don't
viewers,
like
viewers,
that.
can you
Thank
drop
you.
a comment? What do you think about this very controversial topic right here that we have? Is it Legos or Lego?
it's Lego.
I feel that
No,
I
grammatically-
feel like that's the proper way,
Yeah,
but
but no
more
one
people
says
say
But
Lego.
here in
Legos.
Memphis,
Legos.
Tennessee, with all like the southern kind of the southern
Yeah.
Bass
dialects,
Pro people.
You have that
yeah,
nice
I feel like it's
Fisherman.
southern
you
accent.
call it Legos.
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 Yeah.
But the official terminology to report, as reported
It says
by
the
Lego,
one that didn't
is
play with Lego.
Yeah.
You can't talk.
You built Legos.
I ate Legos.
Uh,
Or should I say ate Lego?
How many?
Yes. You ate
That
Lego.
could solve world hunger also
Eight
with the puzzles.
pieces
That's
at
just sell it
once.
together.
Yeah,
I like
You buy the
Legos.
soup and then you buy the puzzle and then you buy the
Legos.
Like,
Legos.
let's be real. If
Lego.
you just eat the Legos, people are like, there's jobs because people have to make the Legos,
Mm-hmm.
and like, there's no plastic in the oceans because you just ate it all.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true.
And
You
Lego also-
digest it.
It teaches that boosts the economy because it's teaching early kids architecture.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Back what
Just
they
like Minecraft
You can
Yes.
build something
Minecraft
and then
and
eat that
Legos
building.
are
Like, hand to
two
hand.
peas in a pod.
and
Like,
Terraria.
And then-
Terraria. Terraria goes hard.
I love Terraria.
I love Terraria.
I've never played Terraria.
Terraria is
Terraria.
awesome.
I never have.
Homeboy just
Very
crafted myself some demon wings like 15 minutes before this.
You need to
Drop
play
down.
Terraria.
Got a quick mob farm going in the underworld, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, the Underworld,
The underworld.
the Wall of Flesh.
Dude, I just knocked out the wall of flesh.
It's
We
it,
entered hard mode.
it's been a while since I've played Terraria. I need to get back at
we
it.
entered hard mode like last night, so
For real, who's on your server?
nobody. It's just me. It is a it is a rugged
Wait,
individual.
so why did you say we entered?
Because I like to share my experience with you all. Because I feel like if I can bring you all on this adventure with me, you too can experience.
Should we
I-
start
Okay.
streaming
Just-
Terraria?
Yeah, can we
though?
start? Can we start streaming?
Here, okay, don't worry about that. Oh, Drew's coming in. Okay, so my question is, if I start, how many of you have Terraria? Show of hands.
I have
I don't-
not bought it. Is
Okay,
it-
I don't
It's
have
it's
Legos.
it's $5 on Steam. You can run it on any computer. If I started a server, how many of you would be interested in playing?
quite possibly.
I would
I'm
really
so
like
good. Can we stream
If
on
we
Twitch?
if we were starting a server, could I introduce the possibility of a Minecraft server instead?
That would be cool. Oh, and
Yeah,
then
we
we could
could-
take our viewers, and we could invite our viewers, and we could run like social experiments.
No, because that would be
yeah.
expensive with
That's
like
true.
the server.
That's true. And I am poor.
We might need to bring someone in who has
Can we get a
realms,
Patreon set up in our description?
which
We
is
could.
the way where you can play whenever and they don't have to be on.
Yeah, get our own going.
So we have a realm.
Yeah, but the thing is,
We
you
can
have
find
to realms are private. You have to like add their username.
That's fine.
Or
So-
you can send them. You can send them to open sometimes. I think there's a way you can set it to open.
Oh.
Or if it's like
What's
whitelisted.
today's topic?
Puzzles.
We've been on
and
puzzles to
Lego.
Legos to Minecraft to Terraria
Drew-
to live streaming.
Drew Miller is joining us here. He's going to be in the podcast now.
What do you
Exactly.
think about Terraria?
Thank you for coming, Drew.
He's actually the mayor of New
My
Jersey.
question for you is, what's the largest Lego you've ever built?
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, Balazs. I have to say the Empire State Building one time.
Oh,
How many
Oh.
pieces? Like, what's the piece count?
It was 2,000.
2,000. Bring it in.
oh.
That was a good Lego.
Now, my question:
Yeah,
what
goodness.
is the highest amount of Lego you've ever eaten? Because I've eaten 8 pieces at once.
By the way, Adam is the enemy of the podcast for
You,
today.
you always have to have a common
I've
enemy
never
to
really
unite
played
our
Lego.
I
viewers.
cannot honestly say at this point in time that I've ever eaten a Lego.
So that makes one of us.
Hey, next Adam's daily vlog video, we're just all gonna eat Legos. How's
We're
that?
gonna taste as Legos.
Which piece, Adam? Which piece do you prefer to swallow? Like, what's the easiest to swallow?
In my opinion, okay. So there's the 2x2 one.
Mhm.
that's easy to swallow.
Oh, like the little
and then
Legos.
also like
What about the little
3x2s?
studs? What about the little
the
studs?
little studs.
the
That's
little
the seasoning.
studs.
That's the seasoning.
the little studs are like
You put the orange
You
ones
pop
on there,
those.
and that's like
Yeah.
maybe some.
Those are
cinnamon.
like
It's
pills.
like whenever you have like a thing of M&Ms and you pour them in your hand, you just kind of do this. That's what it is. It's like
So you do
little
the
studs. You
studs.
down
Just
it,
down them right there,
Down my
down
hatch.
down the hatch. No, but
top it off with some Propel.
exactly.
Lego.
And you've got yourself.
I bet Lego would go really well with milk.
I feel like
I can see that.
I
Could you
feel,
get- no,
I
can
feel
we do
more
that?
of like a juice
Yeah,
because
I
it's
was-
like
yeah.
colorful.
I was thinking-
Oh yeah.
no, but like think of it though. Like
Color.
think if you put like all the studs in a bowl and you put some milk and you got a cereal. I feel like that could. Be
I feel like it would
fun.
only
Lego
have to be
float?
10 pieces.
Lego
Yeah.
cereal should already be a thing.
The
That's
Legos
true.
float.
Like
Oh.
when you build with
Lego
Legos.
cereal.
Hey, say patent pending. You could.
Patent pending. Lego cereal.
We're doing the poor man's patent. You guys legally
Just
cannot
saying.
take it.
If you make a Lego
Call
cereal,
dibs.
Yeah, it is going through a lot right now.
You
We're
have
gonna-
to
we're
give
gonna-
Stockton royalty.
yeah, we're gonna send the attack dogs after you if you make Lego cereal.
Can we get a Patreon in our description so people can help us fund our
Y'all want to
Minecraft
discuss
server?
the coronavirus?
It's all. I
Oh,
looked
oh, coronavirus. Let's
That's true.
it up. Okay.
now, coronavirus,
Changing topics.
The
Yeah.
coronavirus.
Coronavirus, as they would say in New Zealand.
I thought he was from New Jersey.
Jewish New Jersey.
anyways.
Aren't you the
But
mayor of
anyway-
New Jersey, Drew?
What?
Are you the mayor of New Jersey? Okay.
So we have the mayor of New Jersey here. What do you have to say about the coronavirus? What's in your mind?
Honestly, not really worried about it. I think it's just nature's way of
Overrated.
killing the elderly population.
They are going on too long.
They
They've-
really do not deserve a say in our government.
Darn baby boomers, am I right, y'all?
They've reached their expiration date. I think, especially with the amount of them that get out there and vote, then
it's truly crippling to society.
because they're going to be dead before the next election rolls around. So I think that they should just perish.
Like,
Which
they
could
have-
change the whole like vote.
The landscape of our
It
entire
really
Yeah.
brings in just a quote that would have been personified in our youth and government bill, but unfortunately Ms. Brown shot it down. And
Thank you, Trey.
the phrase is, "Why order for the table when you're getting ready to leave?"
Mm.
That do be true.
Thank you.
So on the topic of elderly people, why is it that so many of them work in the DMV? Because I go over there and I see like all old bags of
Because let's
dirt.
be
sitting
real.
behind
Who-
that counter.
Like, who else is going to hire? Like, we're getting to that point where, like, Gen X and all that is coming into management positions, and Gen X just hates baby boomers because of
Yeah.
the economy. So why would you hire them other than your garbage positions?
That's true.
DMV workers and front desk people at hospitals have the widest butts.
I swear, they have to, dude, it takes,
If you
like,
think about it.
custom-fitted chairs. Like,
Yeah,
I thought-
how are their
wait.
pants that wide?
I thought you said
but not
whitest,
long.
like
Widest.
whitest,
Wide.
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 Like
Wide.
wide.
Oh.
Surface area.
it's got some gravity.
They have like a size 50 waist,
God.
and then like 4 inches around their like ankle.
Yeah.
You need to bring out the whole tape measure.
Circumference. The circumference of their ankle is 4.
This just in: New York Governor Cuomo
Andrew
deploys National Guard to coronavirus containment zone in new show.
Now we're just sending our boys over to get sick too.
I know.
It's
It's
unfortunate.
It's
I
really
say we
sad.
just let it
I
run its
say
course.
we just eliminate all people with coronavirus. Then we would have no more, right?
You know, that's what they did in North Korea. There was some guy that went across the border that had coronavirus, and they just shot him. They
And
Oh.
look
shot
at
him
them;
in
they're
the head.
doing fine right now. South Korea's infected; they're chilling.
Yeah, South Korea is having like thousands of cases, but then you have North Korea. They just shot the guy. And they're spick and span.
Can we just talk about North Korea? Like, I feel like they get a little too much hate.
Yeah,
They really do.
they do. I think
Not
that
bad.
it's one of the places in our world that's actually like a good place to live. You know,
Yeah.
because there's not going to be any crime, right?
As long as you
As long as you're not the criminal.
you
There's,
are the criminal.
I talked to him and he's actually a nice guy. North Korea.
Yeah,
Oh,
North
being
Korea's a
in your
great
high
man.
political office.
Okay, I think we need to
I would. Everybody, thank you so much for.
Hey Stockton, would you like to take us out?
Yeah,
as
Stockton,
our
come on.
star guest.
I would like to appreciate everyone for listening in, and I hope you have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
I love you all.